Hey, thanks for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to talk about what it doesn't say about the House of Elohim. Most of Exodus 35 through 40 describes the Tabernacle, the House of Elohim, and the construction of it. We have Moses receiving the command regarding the collection of materials for the house. The congregation was compelled by their hearts to join together in donating and amassing these materials for the construction. And they also joined together to construct the tent of meeting, the courtyard, and the holy articles. We also see that Yahuwah gave wisdom and discernment in some of the people so that they would know how he wanted them to build the work of the holy service which he commanded. Then they constructed the tabernacle according to how he commanded, which we saw in previous chapters throughout the book of Exodus. And they subsequently raised the tabernacle for the first time at the end of Exodus. For some of us, the details of the construction may be very interesting and very engaging. And for others of us, this part of the Torah may be easy to not place a lot of importance on because it's not something we are actively engaged with today. I want us to recognize how many chapters are dedicated in the Torah to describing the tabernacle, the House of Elohim. And I want to highlight some things, contrary to what we might have expected, that we don't actually see in the midst of these chapters or elsewhere in the Torah. We don't see mention of Solomon's temple. This may seem kind of obvious and silly because that was a much later invention, but I have seen a number of supposedly reputable articles that reference passages from Exodus about the tabernacle, yet claim they refer to Solomon's temple. Clearly, this is obscuring what the Torah says because in the context of the Torah, it is about the tent of meeting, the tabernacle. We don't see mention of the tent as exclusive to the wilderness. While the tent of meeting is mentioned as traveling in the midst of the sons of Israel and their camp as they journeyed through the wilderness, the tent is not said to be for that purpose alone. It is not said to be only for use in the wilderness. We don't see mention of the tent as a temporary command. We know the nature of the Torah commands. The Torah is a permanent set of commands. While it is true that some commands are for specific contexts or situations, we don't see mention of the tent of meeting as being only temporary or only for a brief period of time. We don't see a command to replace the tent with a temple. The Torah places a lot of attention on the tent of meeting, the tabernacle, yet we don't see mention of a different house. We don't see a command to build a temple when the people enter the land. The Torah never even uses such a word. Instead, we have these commands on how Yahuwah wants his house to be built. And we have these commands on what he wants done at his house. And we even have reference to it being in the land, such as Leviticus 26:11 and Numbers 18. In the Torah, we have a commanded house of Elohim. And despite all of these traditional ideas that we may have carried over with us, or assumptions we may have had as we looked at the text, there are many things that the Torah does not say about the tabernacle. Even if it is taken as a foregone conclusion by other belief systems, from the Torah perspective, we don't see commands about the tent of meeting being temporary. Instead, it is the commanded holy place. As we go into Leviticus in the near future, we might pay attention to where the rituals are commanded to be done. These sacrifices are very specific, and most of the commands tell us where they are done. These commands reaffirm the nature of the Tent of Meeting, as we will see. Thanks for watching, and feel free to check out some of my other videos that relate to this portion and this subject. The links will be in the description box. Thanks for watching, and remember the commands. Shalom.